All right, welcome back to another game of Play Action Football. My name is Brian Haferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of this game. We are going to overtime in this game between the 1991 Atlanta Falcons and Cincinnati Bengals. So the Falcons drove down. I'll spoil the second half video for you, but you can go watch it. They drove down and kicked a field goal with just 15 seconds left in the game and tied the game at we are at 24 apiece. So we head to an overtime period. I believe overtime back then, 1991, was sudden death. So we'll just play a sudden death, first team to score. And we'll see who gets the ball first. We'll play out a 15-minute period. If it's tied at the end of that, then so be it. It'll be a tie. So the Bengals win the toss, and they're going to decide to take the ball. And so it'll be Atlanta kicking off. And it is not a great kickoff. That's just 57 yards. So that's 60 minus 1, 2, 3. That takes it down to the 8. Still keeping stats even into the overtime period. And the return is 25 yards plus 9. So that's a good return, 34 yards. 34 plus 8 is out to the 42. What a terrific start. About as bad as you could hope for Atlanta, and about as good as you could hope for Cincinnati. So 25 plus 9 is 34. Yep. All right, so Cincinnati takes over 1st and 10. No guarantees here. I mean, Cincinnati hasn't exactly been lighting it up, so we'll see how they do here in the overtime. Screen pass to a base defense. Screen against a base. Both teams run a 3-4, so screen against a base is a -1, and that means they have no advantage on the play. So 8 on a screen pass is good for 2 yards. That screen goes to Brown on the outside. So the pass from Esiason to Brown is good for 2 yards. That's going to bring up 2nd down and 8 from the 44. 2nd down play. This is an outside run as they toss it. The defense is in a base defense, so they retain their +1 advantage on offense. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 on the outside run. He has a tackle for loss for -2 yards. The run goes to Green. That'll be -2 on the run. And that puts them right back where they started. The tackle for loss goes to Gardner. So Gardner having a good game. He's got 1 sack. Got a tackle for loss now. And that'll bring up 3rd down and 10. So 3rd down play. This is going to be a short pass as he drops back 5 steps. He's looking at the base 3-4 defense. And that will be a -1, so they're even. They need a good roll here. 11 on a short pass. D6 plus 2. That's just a 3-yard gain, and that's not going to be enough. As he gets the ball out to McGee for 3 yards. And the completion, but that's going to lead to a 4th down and 7. So a good hold there from the Atlanta defense. We're going to get a punt. The punt is an 8. That's 50 yards. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. That's down to the 5. And we'll see about the return. Return is good. 12 yards plus a D6. So 12 plus 3 is 15. And they get it out to the 20-yard line. So 50 on the kick. And 15 on the return. And that sets up Atlanta 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. We get a 1. This is a medium pass against a base defense. It's going to be a -2, so that makes them a -1 overall. Basically take out that 1 right there. So a 7 on a medium pass is going to be incomplete. So that pass intended for Pritchard out of the backfield. Targeted Pritchard quite a few times. Been an up and down game for Chris Miller. I kept calling him Jim, but it's Chris Miller. And second down play, this is going to be an outside run against a blitz. And that will be, that makes the overall even. They're going to need that. 4 on an outside run is going to be a fumble opportunity. This is Rozier trying to get to the outside. So let's see if there's a fumble on the play. It's a 1. And on a run, it is. It's the line of scrimmage plus a D6. That's where the defense is going to take over. So line of scrimmage plus 4. So to the 24. That's where the defense is going to take over for Cincinnati. As Rozier tries to get around the corner and loses the ball. So it's a 4-yard, we'll call it a 4-yard gain. And a fumble. 4-yard gain and a fumble. Well, that's a big play, as they're already in field goal position. Man, big turn of events there for the defense. Wow. All right, 1st and 10. This is a short pass against a base defense. That makes them even up. 14 on a short pass is D6 plus 4. So that's good for 6 yards. Takes it down to the 18-yard line. And that pass is going to go to McGee again. So this video could turn out to be quite short. They're at 35 yards right now. They're about an 80% field goal kicking team from that distance. Let's just run the ball a little bit and see. We'll go over to our run-heavy offense, and we'll see if they can get it any closer without fumbling. This is an outside run to a blitz. That's going to be a +1 or a even overall. 14 on an outside run, that's good for 6 yards. Takes it down to the 12. And that run goes to Green on the outside. Good first down run around the corner. And I think 29 yards, they're 90%. And so they're just going to send the kicking team out there and try to end this one. They need a 1-90, and then this game will be over. It's a 78, and that kick is up, and it is good. And the Bengal Tigers come back from behind, and they win this one by a score of 27-24. Let me put that in here. So field goal from 29 yards is the game winner. Oh man. All right, so final score here in overtime is 21 plus 6 is 27. 21 plus 3 is 24. So final score 27-24. Cincinnati over Atlanta. As they come from behind, you can see they scored 24 points in the second half of overtime to Atlanta's 10. Let me go through and I'll tally up all these totals and come back with the final. All right, and we are back with our totals. This one is a final 27-24 in overtime as Cincinnati kicks a 29-yard field goal to win this one against the Atlanta Falcons. Both teams relatively evenly matched. Their records don't show it, but their statistics show it. So not quite sure what happened there. Maybe it's a factor of who they played. You know, this game didn't actually get played, so this is sort of a non-game exhibition. For the Bengals, it is Boomer Esiason going 27 of 39 for 196 yards. No TDs, no interceptions. He did get sacked a fair number of times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 sacks on the day for the pretty statuesque Boomer Esiason. Though he did have 5 carries for 25 yards and scrambled around a little bit. Hyman for rushing, 11 for 47. That was James Brooks. He had a touchdown, 11 for 31 for Green, who is listed as their number one running back in terms of carries, and he had 2 touchdowns on the day. Their number one receiver here, 4 of 9, so 4 catches out of 9 targets, just 25 yards. But Holman had 55 yards in the game on 3 catches, and McGee 8 catches for 54 yards. Had a couple of field goals, including the game winner, and I won't worry about any of those things. And on defense, had a couple of picks here. Fulcher and Busey, tackle for loss for James Francis, and Thomas with a pass deflection. And let's look at Atlanta. For Chris Miller, 17 of 33, 172 yards, 2 TDs, but also 2 picks. It was Broussard, actually Pegram leading the way, 6 carries for 45 yards. He had a big 16-yard run in there, and he led the way. He is listed as their number one running back in terms of carries. Broussard also had 7 for 39. He's listed as the number 2. And Mike Rozier, 4 carries for 27 yards and a touchdown. They had 28 carries for 163 yards, so really pounding the rock. The Falcons were. They had no touchdowns, but they did have 1 fumble, and it was a costly one. It was right there at the end, and it allowed the Bengals to easily kick a field goal. On defense, it was Green, the big-time defensive end, Tim Green, 3 sacks on the day. He also had a fumble recovery for a TD, so just playing lights out. Tackle for loss and a sack for Gardner, the nose tackle, and Sanders, Deion Sanders with a pass deflection as well. So this is play action football, and finishing up this game, you can see that I'm having to play it in pieces. I don't have 2 hours or so of block of time. So for me, I like to play a quarter or a half at a time. This one would have been over. I had two previous videos where I got a chance to play an entire half. And for me, a half takes, if I'm not having to do this setup for the camera and all that kind of stuff, a half takes 45 minutes or so, maybe a little bit less. I mean, a half takes about an hour. Sorry, not 45 minutes. And I can get a game in right around 2 hours of play action football. And we're using some new cards here, so smaller cards, and a few new game mechanics with the penalties, and just trying these things out. And they're in the game. You can get this 1991 season. We also have a few different run styles here. You heard me reference, playing the run heavy when I needed to run the football, and basically it's just it's the type of play calls that come in. So balanced is going to be a balance of pass and run heavy is going to be running, even in downs where maybe you think you shouldn't be running the ball so much. It's really for a team that's going to run the ball a lot. And you can see their pass to rush ratios down here at the bottom on each team card. So you get a sense of like, okay, this is a running team, this is a run heavy team, or this is a real balanced team. Most teams are balanced. They're like 49-51. They're 52, 48, stuff like that. You get the occasional team that, especially these days, that's pass heavy. So they're 60+%. And really anything 58% or more, I consider pass heavy. So, I mean, almost 60% of your plays go for passes. That's pretty pass heavy. But then you get into the Kansas Cities of the world at different times, and they're like 65%. So it's just an interesting kind of look at what you're watching on TV. And then you see it in black and white, and you're like, whoa, they did throw the ball a lot. It didn't just feel like they threw it a lot. They actually did. So those statistics are down there to kind of help you. But also you can use those different play calling styles, I guess is what you call a play calling style. You can use those at different times. So if you need to milk the clock, or you want to run the clock, or you think you got a team and you're just rolling them, you can just run the ball with the run heavy offense, and it'll shorten the game. Maybe you're a team that's, you're ahead, but you're not supposed to be winning that game. You can try to run the ball, or the run against a 4-3 defense is going to be effective. The run against a 3-4 against a 4-3, it's going to be a little bit less effective. You have the 4 down linemen up there, and it's meant to stop the run. And so kind of depending on who you're playing, you might adapt your playing style. Both of these teams, turns out they ran the ball better than they threw the ball. Both teams run a 3-4 defense. The Falcons had a very good defense, and or at least they had some very good defensive players. I don't know that their defense was great. They're a 0, but they had some good defensive players. And so, you might think twice about throwing against Dion, even back then. So it's there's a little bit of strategy as you walk through, as you go through the game. And if you played this against another person, which is definitely head-to-head playable, then there's even more strategy that comes in, because now you're playing against a real opponent and not just against the AI on the sheet of paper. So, but you can even look at the AI and say, okay, what are the plays that they're going to be able to run on this first down play, for instance. So they only have a base and a base blitz. So if they're running a 3-4 defense, where are your positive numbers here? Where can I get a win here? And that would be on a draw play or an inside run. But if they happen to blitz, maybe that's not going to work out as well for you, because you can see it's just a 0 here. So what you want to do is you want to bump up your percentages as much as possible, to be able to hit the defense in the place where maybe they're a little bit down, or they're not as strong against a particular kind of play, which you can see. You can see down here how the different plays are going to be affected by the different defenses. So if you have a 4-3 running the ball up the gut, that's their base defense. That's going to be tough sledding there, just running the ball up the middle on first down. So you would have better luck to the outside, or better luck throwing the ball. But when you throw the ball, obviously you have fewer chances for completion. So it's a little bit of a game, and it's a lot like football in those ways. And so hopefully it feels like that as you go through the game. I'm going to stop this one here. I got to get going, but it's 27-24. That is Cincinnati over Atlanta in overtime in this 1991 version. I'm currently working on putting the new cards and the new game mechanics and all that kind of stuff into the 2023 season. So that'll be the first one that I update. And when that's finished, I will send out an email to everybody who has purchased the game, and you'll be able to go back and just download the files free. You're not going to have to repurchase the game at all. So this is an update to the game. This is not a new game. So it's not like you need to pay for anything you already did. So I'll send that out, and I have a list of people who have purchased the game, and that'll go out, and you can just re-download the files. I'll let you know when that's ready to go. And then I'll go back and I'll do 1985 and 2007. I don't know if it's going to be in that order, but I've been going by order of the most purchased. So the most purchased season at this point is 2023. So I'm just going to go with that because more people are affected by the update. All right, you can pick up any of these seasons, and if you go ahead and buy the game today, when it's updated, I'll let you know, and then you'll get access to all of these. I'm kind of like porting 2 games together, so it's a little bit weird, but hopefully it doesn't take me more than a few days for each of the seasons to just get that knocked out. And yeah, if you have any questions or comments, you can leave them down in the comments section, either about this game specifically or about play action football. If you have any questions overall or longer questions, you can email me at clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com. You can also go to clarkandaddisongaming.com and click on the contact form, contact us, and that form comes to me as well. So if you feel free, if you're on the website and you have questions, feel free to reach out. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, just click on subscribe. It's a super easy way to support what I'm doing here. And if you like this video, just give it a like. That helps Google say, hey, this is good quality content, and we're going to show it to more people. Thankful for everybody. We're up to 240 subscribers, so we're on our way to 250. And yeah, doing good. The channel's growing. Thank you for everyone who has participated in commenting and subscribing. I can see that people are sharing along the way as well. They're sharing videos, so super helpful, and hopefully more and more people will learn about my games. Yeah, not everybody likes what I do, but there's a community growing that enjoys the games that I'm putting out. So hopefully you join that community if you're not already. You can also go to Facebook groups and look up Clark and Addison Gaming Company. That's where I put a lot of things first or only in the Facebook group, including, just asking some questions and things like that, trying to get some feedback on seasons and what to do next and what do you think about this. And so you get a little bit of an inside look just by joining that Facebook group, and I'm pretty active. Some other people are active as well. They'll post there. There's a guy who's playing up-tempo basketball, so he'll post there whenever he's got a new video. He's doing an ABA replay, 74-75 nets with Dr. J, and that's pretty cool to just be able to see the game played from someone else and not just me. So if you're out there playing the game and you feel like streaming something, or you want to start streaming, be sure to post it to the Facebook group. Post it in any of the other Facebook groups or on Delphi or whatever. I occasionally go over to Delphi and see if anybody's posting anything about the games. So lots of ways that you can help out if you want to help out. And obviously, purchasing a new season or trying out a new game is a good way to do that as well. There's a free section at the website. Quite a few of my games have free demos. And so you can do that. I had a question about whether this will go into the demo. I'll change the demo. It's the 2023 Final Four teams for the NFL in the AFC and NFC. And then I'll switch out that demo with these new things. But once I finish the 2023 season, I'll get that done. That way people can just try it for free with a few teams and try out the new mechanics. All right, I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.